Welcome to the planning board. I'm Trish Prunty. It's my first night as a planning board chair. Anyway, let's get started with our agenda. The first thing, though, I want to ask is that the board ratifies that we adjourned the meeting of Monday. So, what?
Do we need to make a motion?
Yeah. I make a motion. Yep. Okay. I make a motion that we ratify that we adjourn the meeting.
Second. Oh, okay.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, thank you. Okay, first thing on the agenda is the Pomodoro Pizza Cafe sign and change of occupancy.
Good evening, everybody, and Happy New Year. Congratulations, Madam Chair.
Thank you.
We have a couple of changes going on in our shopping plaza. The first one is Amori Restaurant. They chose not to renew their lease, and we have a new Italian place moving in there. We've made an application for change of occupant, and we're looking for a sign permit as well.
Okay, do you have any comments? Does anyone have any comments to it? No.
The only comment that I would add, sort of that Megan has, is that as far as the sign change goes, I believe it's just a plate.
Yes.
It goes in, and the board's practice as to other center signs has been to allow the slide in, slide outs to be replaced. And then as far as the change of occupancy, you have in front of you, I assume it's been distributed, Chrisanne, the notes from Mr. Revel about what isn't being done to the interior of the building, which is important because when you're starting to change load-bearing walls and things like that, you're going to need more than just a change of occupancy. But this is effectively a minor modification as presented by Mr. Revel. He can explain what's going to be done on the inside of the building. So if there isn't going to be a lot more noise, if there aren't going to be major physical changes, if the board wants, they could find that this was a minor modification for change of use. Change of occupancy.
On the inside, there is going to just be a minor modification of an addition of an extra wall. However, we had architectural plans prepared. We filed those with the town. The building inspector reviewed them, approved them, and he has issued a building permit for those minor changes inside. It's really the addition of one extra wall.
Okay. Does anyone?
And Mr. Nelson's correct. Our intent with the sign is the boxes on the building stay. We just slide out the old sleeve and put a new sleeve in.
Right. Okay. Does anyone have any comments to that?
Is the new wall that's going on in the interior, is it in the seating area or is it?
Kitchen
behind-
area.
The kitchen area,
Yeah, the kitchen
okay, so
area.
it's not even gonna affect
I'll let you show you.
the flow.
Right. I have a copy of the plans. It's just, I can share this with everybody else. It is that wall right there.
Oh,
That's the only change.
okay,
Everything else inside stays the same. The bathrooms are all ADA ready.
yep,
It meets code, and I think we just got done with the renovations, at which point we'll ask the building inspector to give us a certificate of compliance.
okay.
Did you all see the sign? This is what it
Yeah.
looks like. It's pretty nice. Yeah, everybody likes the sign. Okay, cool. All right, did you have any comments back there? Maybe?
The only thing I have is that I did prepare a draft resolution of the minor modification for the change of use for your consideration tonight. The only condition we put on there was the payment of all fees.
Okay, so the resolution, I just read the, now therefore be it resolved that the application for a change of use occupancy for Pomodoro Pizza Cafe be approved. The the requirement for a public hearing is waived, and the zoning administrator may issue the necessary building permits upon completion of such conditions as are noted below. Conditions of the site plan approval shall be as follows: payment of all fees. Should information presented by the applicant or his representative, either written or verbal, be found to be erroneous, the approval granted herein will be subject to invalidation by the planning board. All in, do I hear a motion?
Second.
A second? I need a motion. I made a motion.
Second.
Second, Priya. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. And the next one is the I don't know how you say the first one, Teleco Taqueria?
I think it's Flacco, yeah.
Laco Taqueria?
This is very similar to the last application. We had a bakery in this location. The bakery chose not to renew its lease, and this Mexican place is going in. We're not doing any interior renovations at all, so we didn't file for a building permit. The only thing we're requesting is the change in occupant, possibly the change of use, because it was a bakery, now it's a bit of a restaurant, and signage. There is one amendment I'd like to make to the application. We erroneously checked that it was going to be a neon light.
Yeah.
That's not the case. This is very similar to a Mori. It's just a box on the wall. I'm going to take the sleeve out and put the new sleeve in as a sign.
And this is the sign here?
Yes, it is. Correct.
What are these lines down here mean? Do they mean something?
Nothing. Actually, this is what's going
Oh, it's stuff like that,
Yeah,
you mean?
This is what, it's just.
Oh, okay, all right. Oh, wow. Huh. Did you get to see it?
If you want to keep that for your file, you can. I think I got an extra copy.
Did you guys see this? That's what it'll look like.
Yeah.
It's nice.
Yeah,
It'd be good to have a copy.
okay, great, thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, very nice. Do you have any comments, Jim, or?
I mean, the same as before, this seems to be even less work inside. And as far as the pre-meeting discussion about types of signs, I assume that not having a neon sign is something that's possible.
Right, okay. Did you have any comments at all? No.
I also
Pay
prepared
fees.
a resolution for this, the conditions being the payment of all fees and that there would be no neon sign.
Okay, great.
Agreed.
Do you have any comments, anyone? For, right? On the side? No, nothing? Okay. So now therefore be it resolved that the application for a change of use occupancy for Laco Taqueria be approved. The requirement for a public hearing is waived, and the zoning administrator may issue the necessary building permits upon completion of such conditions as are noted below. Conditions of the site plan approval shall be as follows: payment of all fees, and no neon signs will be displayed in the storefront window. Should information presented by the applicant or his representative, either written or verbal, be found to be erroneous, the approval granted herein will be subject to invalidation by the planning board. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second, Heather. Second Rebecca.
Ex-chair.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. It passes.
Thank you, everyone.
I need to make a motion to approve the sign because the resolution doesn't reference the sign. Huh.
I don't believe we do resolutions for signs.
We just approve them.
Right, but it's not normally in the resolution.
No, it's, we make a separate motion.
So a separate motion to approve both signs then? The sign for Pomodoro Cafe and the Taqueria. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second, Rebecca. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes.
Thank you, everyone.
You're
I don't know if I should bring it up now, but I'd like to perhaps next meeting bring back the solar approval that that the board previously did. We sort of ran into a bit of a snafu.
MPP Solar was able to get Winnicke Land Trust to act as steward to all the land that's going to be kept green. However, in their agreement, they're asking for us to put in the date of the filed map and the date it was filed with the clerk.
Yep.
But under the prior resolution of this board, we can't file until we do the land trust agreement. So, I don't know, we're sort of we're in a box in a corner.
So, but you're saying he doesn't want to do the land trust agreement before he's sure the,
No, the land trust doesn't want to do the agreement until the map is filed. And we have to give the land trust information as to the date the map was filed with the county and when it was approved by this board. It's not something we did, the land trust did that in their agreement. So I know there's certain conditions that this board imposed, and they're all valid, but I'm just wondering if perhaps we can get the map signed and filed so the land trust agreement can be firmed up, but no COs could be issued for the property until everything's,
well, do you have it in writing from them? That's how they want to do it? So we could
yeah,
we could
actually,
review that, could we
I have
not?
a copy of the agreement.
Yeah, so why don't we just review that along with it, and then we can make that determination?
I'll send it to Christine.
Yeah, right? Does that sound okay with everybody?
And
They
then we
review
can
that?
go for there, and after reviewing that, if it seems appropriate, maybe I could come back next planning board meeting and we can discuss it.
Well, he also has to replenish his escrow.
You better do that before we can come back.
Yes, sir.
Okay, we'll do it.
Pardon me, so you're talking about making the condition, modifying the resolution to have the execution of the agreement, a condition subsequent, right?
Yeah, I thought if we tied it to the CO, everybody's covered because the planning board will know the conditions have been met, but we're able to move forward with the land trust. I'll send a copy to you as well, John.
Okay, I mean, I'm not trying to make this difficult, but would Winnicke and the project developer be okay saying how long they would have
I
to
would
get the
imagine.
agreement signed?
I would imagine that,
You know,
that'd be appropriate. Yeah, so it doesn't hang out there for
Yeah.
months or a year or something like that, sure.
and that all the, obviously, the other conditions of the
They all stay.
would continue to apply.
Mhm.
I think I'm okay.
I'll send that out so everybody can look at it.
Thank you.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, Fran. I have one more piece of business, which is we need to reappoint, excuse me, our consultants, Vandewater and CPL. So I'd like to propose a resolution to recommend that we reappoint Vandewater and CPL as our consultants. Is there any discussion?
Same
Oh,
rates as
go ahead.
last year?
Go ahead.
Well, I
Inflation's
did want
on
to
the way.
address that. Actually, I wanted to mention two things, as I did last year. This is something that you want to think about, and I'm sure you will, and I'm happy to go outside or out of the building, and I'm sure Megan is, and Megan too. We'll all just leave, and you can, debate this as you will. The planning boards technically appoint their consultants, but the process in the town of Pleasant Valley has always involved an approval from the town board. So that's how things are done here. And there is a logic to that, because although planning boards technically make the appointment, the budget for planning board consultants has to be set by the town board. So I have spoken to the supervisor. I understand this afternoon that we were, according to the town board, reappointed. But the idea of walking in and saying, we just got reappointed, I hope you like it, is, I guess there are smoother ways to do it. And so if you would consider those resolutions, I would appreciate it. And then the other thing is, to Eric's point about rates, for a number of years, we didn't change the rates. And in the beginning of '21, they went up to $165 an hour. And what I have discussed with the town supervisor is getting close to $200 an hour, which that's a lot of money. It is, where I come from. But I believe that that is actually on the lower end, the somewhat lower end of what municipal lawyers charge in Dutchess County. So the proposal for funding to the town board will be to go from 165 to 190 for partners and counsel, to go from 155 to 180 for associates, to go from 90 to 110 for paralegals. And so that's what I'm proposing to the town board, which does technically control the budgeting in this. And I'm happy to go outside and you can call me back if you want.
And Jim, what was the point about the appointment that the town board made today?
Oh, the town board, as I understand it, appointed us, but the town board did not apply any rates to it. So
that
those rates-
rate increase has to be approved by the town board?
Yes, right.
Okay, so there's really nothing we could act on now?
You
We
could
can make it.
endorse
Right.
our reappointment, which I think is what Trish.
Yes.
And then you'd come back
if-
with
If you
a,
were okay with those rates, and again, it's up to you, you could tell the town board that those rates were acceptable.
and this is not in any way any indication of not wanting you or continuing it, just out of my own curiosity. So the town board appointed you as the town's counsel for this the
Yes.
planning board. And what if we say no? I mean, do we even have to have a resolution on it?
Yes, we do.
And what if we
Because-
resolve no, that the town board can't override us?
Then we would have to go back to the town board.
So they appointed them and then they wanted to affirm by
What
us.
it's always been done in the past, the usual approach is that we appointed our consultants. They approved the rates because the consultants established the rates and they were the power of the purse. It's a little bit, it doesn't really matter because unless they did something different this time, they've never done a line item budget for
Right.
charges. If there are extraordinary charges, they have to pay them, so that's why they're interested in the purse, but, in the rates. But usually it's our decision who we appoint.
Right.
And then they kind of agree with us on the rates in terms of, because it will be the town board approving any charges that aren't borne by
Right.
them.
And what you just explained is sort of what I understood and made sense, but it seems like what Jim's presented is reversed.
Well, the town board sort of got ahead of us, but,
Okay. But either way, we can perfectly
Right.
go ahead and say we
yes,
appoint them, and then the town board will either ratify it or reapprove it. And at the same time, you should get the dialogue about the fees put to bed as well.
And more directly to your question, what if the town board said yes and the planning board said no? That really would set up, I guess politely, a very interesting legal issue.
But the way that Rebecca described it, you would never have that issue, right? It would be, because we would appoint our
Right.
council of choice.
right.
So that's the better way to go about it.
Absolutely.
So essentially, that's the motion on the table now by
Yes.
Trish.
Right.
Is to appoint CPL and Vanderwater.
Correct, and so I was just confused when Jim said that
Yeah.
the town board already appointed them
Usually
earlier
they-
today.
Approve
Yeah.
the fees after.
Well, if it's not confusing enough, last year, we started doing what I'd call administrative zoning work, helping Sarah Davis and Mr. Fumo in the building department. And that's technically work that's not done for the planning board, it's done for the town board. So there's going to be an appointment as well as rate setting by the town board.
Which is separate.
Sounds good.
So
Does anyone have any other questions about the increase in the fees or anything?
I'll second the motion.
Second the motion. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Thank you
Can I just
Hold
confirm
it.
what the motion, the motion?
The motion
that we
is
appoint-
to-
Yes,
Reappoint.
okay, because she
Reappoint.
mentioned fees, and what, the fees aren't in the motion, right?
No.
Not that I care, again,
Yeah.
this is just to clarify. I think the fees are
Yes.
appropriate.
Right, we don't set the fees,
but
okay.
it's subject to
So all in
separate
favor, so, were you in
resolution.
favor?
Aye.
That you are, okay. That resolution carries. Is there anything else? No?
We have to do it for,
Well, no, they were here.
They were-
I said reappoint both Vandewater,
Listed.
Vandewater, and
Okay.
CPL.
Yeah. Do you guys have rate changes too?
So, Greg, prior to this meeting.
Yeah.
I believe that our rates were done and approved in November. And those would
Oh.
stay for this whole year. We're not proposing a rate increase from that. Greg is also the town board engineer, so all of that has been handled already. And I'm really excited to keep working with you guys in 2023.
Same with us, thank you.
Great, thank you.
Okay, I guess that's it then. So, let's make a motion to adjourn.
I
Second.
second.
So, I guess that's it. We don't have to vote on that. Okay, thank you.
I'm always too slow seconding.